The Weed of the Week is sponsored by the Enlist Weed Control System from Dow AgroSciences, a new herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate.
You work to protect your farm's legacy and to keep it going. Introducing the Enlist Weed Control System, an advanced herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate for exceptional control of tough weeds. The next chapter begins.
Our weed of the week is Canada Thistle. It's a perennial weed. It's got a massive root system. It's hard to stop. How are we going to do it?
Well, 20 years ago, Brian, most farmers across the country would say this is the worst weed. I don't have a good answer for it because it has such an extensive root system below ground that even though you may only see a few plants above ground, there could be thousands of miles of roots going underneath the ground.
Hey, you know, one of the things, thinking back to 20 years ago that we often talked to people about back then was don't do tillage in that thistle patch, because what happens is if you till that up, there are below ground rhizomes, and if you cut those off, the rhizome's probably still going to live. You spray your herbicide on, and now that herbicide can't get all the way through that big root system.
And a lot of times you'll see a field where a farmer has done tillage everywhere, and you'll see just a couple little spots out there where he hasn't done tillage. Oftentimes it's due to a perennial weed like Canada Thistle that he wants to leave so he can spray a herbicide on it to get that root system under control.
Yep, well, Roundup is excellent, but you've got to use high rates. Same thing with Stinger. The other thing is in pasture situations, we talk often about Canada Thistle. Tordon is really good, but there's a new product called Milestone, or I guess it's not that new now, it's probably 3-4 years old, but Milestone is a little bit better than Tordon.
Now, the other thing that I'd say is this. A lot of times Tordon and Milestone are sold in combination with 2,4-D. That's nice for a broad range of weeds, but if you have a specific weed like Canada Thistle, you're much better off running with a higher rate of Milestone or Tordon, hitting that patch and trying to control it roots and all, and especially if you're in the western plains or in areas where you don't get a whole lot of rainfall each year, you're going to get multiple years of control out of it. So don't say, well, that's too much of an investment for my farm. It is something you can afford.
But the reason why you don't want that fast burner in there is because it can shut that plant down before the Roundup or Tordon or Milestone can get all the way through the root system. So again, Canada Thistle is a tough weed. We've got a lot of good options now. The main thing is try to avoid tillage, use a good strong rate of a herbicide that can get all the way through the root system and kill it once and for all.
That's all for this week's Weed, but there's more Ag PhD to come after this.